And I'm on it there. Boom.
High five. There it
Boom. Boom.
is. Welcome to Healthier Home Live. My name is Jen. I absolutely love these products. Ken is our cleaning guru here, and he comes to us every week just to let us know some tricks, some hacks, some ways to make our life a little bit easier. Ken, what are you going to be teaching us about today?
Well, before we even go there, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm digging that tree in the background there.
You
Your
like
background.
it? Thank
Yeah,
you. Yes,
I
I've
like
been
the
trying
wooden
to
tree.
up my background game, so I'm glad
That's
you
pretty
like it.
sweet. I'm just kind of like office bound. So
Hey, but it looks beautiful, and I was feeling a little bit behind in the pretty background area. So I love yours and I love mine now, so it's all good.
all good is right. So yeah, this time I thought it'd be good because we get questions on this here and there, and there's a lot of confusion surrounding it. And I thought we'd talk about ingredients and some of the certifications that are around there, um, and try to put some clarity uh, in general, and then let you know really what we do uh, with our products.
Amazing. I
Uh,
love that because honestly, I don't know anything about. I mean, I look a lot at ingredients lists on food, but it is not often that I look at ingredients lists on cleaning products, nor would I know, honestly, what is good and what is bad because I just don't know
yeah,
what this stuff is.
I think that's a very honest assessment too, because a lot of people, will. I don't sound arrogant, but I mean, a lot of people think they're a junior chemists by looking at something or googling something, and the reality is it's a lot murkier than that.
For sure.
Not always intentional, but there's uh, a lot of layers to that onion, as it were. And this might be what you're looking at when you go into a store, is a wall of cleaners, and if you're on this journey, you might start to look and say, well, what's quote unquote safe? So we do this role playing, which I kind of think is fun. I like starting this out. So I'll be the kitty. How's that?
Oh,
You
that sounds
you
great.
can be the mom. So I'm the kitty. I'm gonna say, Mommy, is this a safer product?
Well, it says natural.
So what does a kid do? Of course, today they go to the Google and they say, well, I Googled it, Mom, and natural doesn't say anything.
What?
There's actual truth to that. So, I mean, the reason I picked this one out in particular is you actually see a lot of products that are, they have in their banner somewhere natural. And that gives you a feeling. It's kind of like the word organic, we'll say. And I was using this as an example with honey. Somebody might put organic honey, but you don't know where that bee went to pollinate, and bring back to it could have been on a petrochemical infused plant that he brought back the pollen to go back to the nest. So how do you know, that's kind of a misnomer to call like honey organic to me. I mean, I just know the logic of it doesn't make sense. But natural with cleaning, there's no regulated term of natural. So people are putting this on their products, and the person might be looking at that saying, well, it's quote unquote natural, but there's no meat on that word.
It doesn't
It
mean
doesn't
anything.
it doesn't really mean anything. Is right now. Again, some people may say, "Well, here's what natural means to us," but that again, that's okay. Whatever. I'm just pointing out that this is one of those things where it gets murky with ingredients when you see these certifications. What means what?
Right.
So anyway, first thing there. Next slide there, Miss Bess. Um, So certifications, as I said, can be super confusing because literally, Jen, there are hundreds of certification agencies out there, and um, some of them have been out there a long time. Some of them have not. There's, one that I'm uh, familiar with because we partnered with a long time ago called Squawk South Coast. It's located in Southern California, South Coast Air Quality Management District. They really regulated VOCs, which are really kind of something to pay attention to. VOC levels in chemicals, something with high levels of solvents, are going to off gas in your home, and you will breathe those in. It's like gasoline. You smell gasoline, those are volatile organic compounds that are off gassing. And that same thing is in a lot of solvents that might be in cleaners. So that was always a good one to have, but nobody really knows, what
Right.
Squawk is. And, as a company, it's good to be aligned with those people, but it's really not a stamp that people say, oh, this means this. And along those lines, there's certifications like good housekeeping. So good housekeeping is kind of again, I'll say kind of a feel good thing, but people really don't know really what's behind that. What does that really mean? Well, what it means as a manufacturer is you paid a lot of money for that label. I
Right.
can tell you that much. We beyond that, I don't really find anything that's worth partnering with that, as far as what we're doing with ingredients. So the bottom line is here, there's a lot of these agencies out there, and y- some may, like you see on here, it says bio-based product. Okay, that could be a bio-based product. That's kind of interesting. Some might be an asthma-friendly product, but which ones do you really want to partner with? And so you want something that has some meat behind it, as far as what we were looking for. We could turn the page here as well. Um, uh, and I'm going to get into why we chose what we chose. But before we even get there, why have certifications grown so much in popularity? Like I said, there's hundreds, and most of them have started in the past decade, maybe 20 years. So why is that? Why are these certifications getting so popular?
Well, because
And
people are becoming aware.
that's absolutely true. Just like you said with food, I think you're correct with that. I think people are getting more acutely aware of food and ingredients in their food, and they're watching a little bit. You might see, when you see, if you don't know anything else about food, if you see that word partially hydrogenated, blah, whatever it says after that, that can't be a good thing, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm
Right.
sure you could talk on that for a while, why that would be, but you'll see after a while when you start to get into this a little bit, some of the things you might want to be avoiding as you're moving forward. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, we talk about the Google. The Google is very important, but people are getting more and more educated, which is really a good thing. You don't want people to be living in the dark. So that's just, it is what it is. It's one of those things. And we'll talk about why ingredients matter. Next slide there, Ms. Bess. So there's just a short list of things that I just threw on here. Ammonia. Yes, ammonia can be used for a lot of different things, but the reality is it can be fatal if it's swallowed. Butylcellulose, high irritating tissue damage, denaturants. These can cause blindness and death. Formaldehyde, it's a known carcinogen. Hydrochloric acid, it's fatal if swallowed. You can kind of go down this list and just see that there's a lot of dangers within certain ingredients. And a lot of these are in those ingredients that are on those products that you see on shelf. So next slide. I'm going to go a little deeper with this, like hand sanitizers. Generically, people might think hand sanitizers are quote unquote safe. But they're, number one, hand sanitizers, the effective ingredient in most of them is ethanol, which is nothing different than like vodka. It's alcohol.
Yeah.
It's an intoxicant. But it's sold outside the drinking of alcohol. We'll call it what you might find for spirits, and they get around that by adding a denaturant to it. A denaturant is essentially poison, so it's methanol. So that's why you're seeing kids, they drink this because they hear there's alcohol in it and they can get drunk, and that's something that they're doing. But the reality is there's poison added to this to stop you from doing that. So you're actually rubbing poison on your skin when you're using uh, most hand sanitizers. Again, it's something most people don't think about, but I'm just trying to put some clarity to, even although you might think something is safe, it might not be. It's certainly, if you know about it, you certainly wouldn't want to use it. There's other ways to sanitize your skin. The best thing I always tell people, soap and water.
Yeah.
So next page, what we hang our hats on is the EPA's Safer Choice program. Now, this was years ago, it was called Design for the Environment, but they upgraded and changed it, and they've got very specific protocols for their functional class of cleaners. And some of these I'd put on here. Some of them are, don't try to follow on all this. Just know that there's things called chelants, there's colorants, there's defoamers, there's enzymes, oxidants, there's solvents, surfactants, all kinds of uh, 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 different categories of quote unquote chemicals. And within those categories, there's safer choice ingredients that are better to incorporate into your cleaning platform. So that's where we draw all of our healthier home ingredients from, and we put that on our label that
So
these are.
like whatever like the best possible option is for an ingredient to put into your products, you take the best possible option.
Yeah, I mean that's a way to look at it, but this is where I say it gets a little murky. There's things that get fuzzy in there, like sodium hydroxide is lye. It's actual lye. At a very high level, man, that can kill you. But it's also used to pH buffer products. So you might bring the pH of something more neutral by adding sodium hydroxide. It's actually on the safer choice list, but again, that's where it gets a little murky. All things being said, without getting too deep, this is a very solid agency to draw from. And if you're starting out with this, at least your consumers know at this point, everything is within the confines of a safer choice ingredient panel. So that's what we like to do with our products. Now we take an added step, and I don't know if you can even see this on here, but our ingredients are on here. All right, you're just gonna have to trust me. It's too hard to see. But the ingredients are on here. We list them. So if you go on our first ingredient on our laundry, our healthier home laundry, C10, C16 alcohol ethoxylate, that is listed on the EPA Safer Choice ingredient panel. So then next to that, we will add what it is, because most people don't know, C10, C16. I'm not sure I understand that. But right in parentheses, what it is a plant-based cleanser. So as we go down our list, you'll see the ingredient. The next listing is a vegetable glycerin. That is a plant-based softener. So you can put it in chemical terms, so you can look that up, but you can put it in colloquial terms that people might understand familiarly, like a plant-based softener or plant-based cleanser. So that's on all of our products. So this is our protocol we follow. We are under Safer Choice, which is a EPA program, and we take the added step of listing everything on our ingredient panel and then putting a functionality behind it, so the user can at least look at that. Even their child can look at that and say, "Hey, mom, this is a plant-based cleanser," and really be able to wrap their head around something.
I absolutely love that. It's funny you say that because we had an influencer check out these products and she actually made a little video. Let's check it out.
I love it.
That's
I
so
love it.
awesome,
That
right?
is
With the
so.
little kid right there with the cleaning, no worries about them getting into it. And I don't know if you noticed, she said that she has an immunocompromised husband, and
I saw that. Yeah.
products help her feel safe, like she can clean and keep everything nice and germ free, but also without all the chemicals that come along with that sometimes.
Yeah. So I mean, there's multiple things there. So we start with an ingredient, and then it's always the amount too, because like we tell people we use the orange peel, the limonene, as a cleaning agent in our all-purpose product. At full strength, 100%. I mean, you'd never use it, but at full strength, it's actually flammable. The orange
Wow.
peel is actually
Oh my
flammable.
gosh, that's
But you're using it at
unbelievable.
0.08%. It breaks down grease, is what it really does, and it's never flammable at that point. So it's always the amount in there. So what I like to point out on all this, of course, we've aligned ourselves with the Safer Choice ingredient panel, and it gives people at least the knowledge that that's our first hurdle that we clear. And then if you have any questions, you can certainly go to the panel on the product, look it up for yourself. You want to educate yourself, and then our number is always on there. And if you call, you'll probably get me, or
Yeah.
you'll probably get Aaron, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If you've got a relative or family member with, like you said, an immunocompromised issue, be happy to walk you through as best I can and make sure you're making the right choices for your family.
Yes, love it.
So our trick in this, Jen, is we take these great ingredients, but then we've got some pretty brilliant minds in these cleaning categories, and it's how we blend them, how they interact, and how we can uh, amplify their cleaning efficacy and deliver a safe, powerful cleaner to you.
Yes, I love that. All of your stuff is so effective, so safe. They've got, look at this. Go to healthierhomeproducts.com. You definitely want to swipe up these laundry pods. These are just the best things ever. What are they called? They're called packs.
Packs.
Laundry packs. So make sure you go to healthierhomeproducts.com to check that out. As our producer Bess mentioned, that influencer was at Mom Fuel. If you want to follow her on TikTok, lots of great stuff on there. Anything else you want to add there, Ken?
Just check out our website. Lots of deals going on, and there's some big ones launching tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, big deals tomorrow. You heard
Can't
it
tell
here
you.
first.
You have to check it out.
Love it. I'll see you next week. Same time. We've got a new time, everybody. So make sure you come back next week.
We'll see you, Jen.